Don't start an AI side hustle until you watch this. Seriously. Because what you're about to do might be the exact reason you fail. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it in the most honest way possible. Right now, you're probably thinking, I just need the right idea, the right tool, the right method, and once you find it, everything will finally click. But that's the biggest mistake beginners make. Because the problem is not the idea. It's how you approach it. Let me explain. Most people don't fail with AI because it doesn't work. They fail because they treat it like a shortcut. Something fast. Something easy. Something that will magically make money. And that mindset is what kills your results before you even begin. Think about it. If making money with AI was as simple as use this tool, copy this prompt, post this content, then why isn't everyone successful? Why are so many people still stuck? Still watching videos? Still searching for answers? Still trying new things? But not getting results? Because what you see online is not the full picture. You see the highlights, the wins, the success stories. But you don't see the process, the repetition, the failure, the confusion. And that creates a dangerous illusion. It makes you believe that you're just one step away, when in reality, you're missing the foundation. And without that foundation, no side hustle will work. Not with AI. Not without AI. So before you start anything, you need to understand a few things. Because if you don't, you'll end up doing what most people do. Jumping from one idea to another. Trying everything. Mastering nothing. And getting nowhere. Let's start with the first truth. AI is not the business. Let me say that again. AI is not the business. It's just a tool. And tools don't make money on their own. People do. Strategy does. Execution does. So when someone says, start an AI side hustle, what they really mean is, use AI inside a business model. But most people skip that part. They focus on the tool, not the system. And that's why they struggle. Because tools without direction create confusion. You open the tool, you generate something, and then you think, now what? And that's where most people get stuck. They don't know what to do next. So they go back to YouTube, watch another video, try another method, and repeat. But nothing changes. Because they're still missing the same thing. Clarity. Before you start an AI side hustle, you need to answer one question. What problem are you solving? Not, what tool am I using? Not, what trend is hot? But, what value am I creating? Because money follows value. Always. If your side hustle doesn't solve a real problem, it won't work. No matter how powerful the AI is. And this is where most AI content goes wrong. It shows you what's possible, but not what's practical. It shows you can generate content, you can automate tasks, you can build systems, but it doesn't show you who will pay for it, why they would pay, and how you actually deliver value. So people end up creating things that nobody wants, and then they wonder why it's not working. It's not the tool. It's the lack of direction. Here's the second truth. You don't need more ideas. You need one idea executed properly. Most beginners think, if this doesn't work, I'll try something else, and that sounds logical. But it creates a cycle, a dangerous one. Because instead of going deeper, you keep restarting. And every time you restart, you lose momentum. You lose learning. You lose progress. So you stay at the beginner level forever, because you never stay long enough to get good at anything. Before you start an AI side hustle, commit to one thing. Not for a day, not for a week, but long enough to actually see results. Because success doesn't come from trying many things. It comes from sticking with one thing, longer than most people. Now here's the third truth. AI makes things easier, but it also makes competition harder. Think about it. If you can use AI, so can everyone else. So what makes you different? It's not the tool, it's how you use it. Your thinking, your creativity, your execution. That's the real advantage. But most people don't develop that. They rely on the tool. They copy prompts. They follow tutorials. They replicate what others are doing. And when everyone is doing the same thing, nobody stands out. So before you start, ask yourself, am I just copying? Or am I building something unique? Because copying might get you started, but it won't get you results. Now here's something nobody tells you. The first 30 days will feel like nothing is working. You'll try things. You'll create content. You'll test ideas. And you'll see very little result. And this is where most people quit. They assume this doesn't work. But what's actually happening is they haven't done enough yet. They haven't tested enough. They haven't improved enough. Because results come after consistency, not before. And if you quit early, you never reach that point. So before you start, prepare for that phase. Expect it. Because if you expect fast results, you'll get frustrated. But if you expect slow progress, you'll stay consistent. And consistency is what separates people who succeed from people who keep trying. Now let's talk about something critical: your environment. What you consume daily matters more than you think. If you're constantly watching, make money fast, easy AI methods, $1,000 a day strategies, you start believing that's normal. That's expected. And when your reality doesn't match that, you feel like you're failing. But you're not. You're just comparing yourself to unrealistic expectations. So before you start your side hustle, fix your input. Stop chasing hype. Start focusing on reality. Because what you consume shapes how you think. And how you think shapes how you act. Now here's the part most people ignore: execution. Everyone talks about ideas. Nobody talks about doing the work. Because that's the boring part. The repetitive part. The part that doesn't feel exciting. But that's where results are built. Not in watching. Not in learning. But in doing. Every single day. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when it's not working yet. Even when you're not seeing results. Because that's the phase that most people avoid. And that's why most people fail. So before you start, ask yourself honestly, am I ready to do this consistently? Or am I just looking for something easy? Because if you're looking for easy, this won't work. But if you're ready to commit, to learn, to improve, to stay consistent, then yes, this can work. And it can change everything. But only if you approach it the right way. So don't start an AI side hustle until you understand this. It's not about the tool. It's not about the trend. It's about the system, the mindset, the execution. And if you can get those right, then it doesn't matter which tool you use. You'll find a way. You'll figure it out. You'll build something real. But if you ignore this, you'll end up like most people. Starting, stopping, switching, repeating, and getting nowhere. So take a step back. Think clearly. Choose wisely. And then go all in. Because once you do, everything starts to make sense. Not instantly, but gradually. And that's how real progress works. Slow, consistent, real.